Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel, brand new channel, Ramcell. And today we're going to be predicting the Premier League, the 2026 to 2027 season. A big season, man. It's a big season. And I've only been watching the Premier League consistently for about 5 years. And by consistently, I mean only watching one team because I do have a favorite team. And if you can't tell by my accent, I'm an American. So I like to call myself a new gen fan. So let's see how I predict this whole Premier League as a new gen fan who doesn't really know much about the other fans. Alright, so I am going to be using a tier maker right here. And before we start, please do like and subscribe. I'm a brand new channel. You got to help me out, alright? I'm going to be pumping out some of these vids in the beginning week, and then we'll see how it goes afterwards. You know what? Not even a week, for a month. I'm going to be posting for a month, and let's see how this goes, because this is actually pretty fun. Alright, so who do I believe is going to go last? Someone who has incredible knowledge of this Premier League. I don't have incredible knowledge of this league. Anyway, so I am going to be having Hull City. You know, they got up with the playoffs of the championship. I'm 99% sure they did. I hope they did, or else this would look super bad. I did do somewhat some research, which was literally just searching up who got promoted through the playoff things. But yeah, I do have Hull City, and you know there could be another team that goes down with them. And that team, of course, Tottenham Hotspur are going down. I'm calling it right now. I'm joking. All right, so who I actually believe are going down? Honestly, I think it might be another promoted team, Ipswich. Kind of boring, but you know the Premier League is actually so good now. Even being a new gen fan, you know. Another person who I think is gonna go down, not a person, another team who I believe is gonna go down is, you know, I'm not gonna put another promoted team down. I'm gonna go with Nottingham Forest. They came in 18th last time, and not 18th. They survived last time. I believe they came in 16th, right above Tottenham. And I don't know. I don't know their transfer business, but I just have a feeling they might be going down. They struggled last season. I believe like 2 seasons ago they actually they were on a mad run. I think they're almost pushing for Europe. Those days are long gone. Coming in 17th, barely surviving. I might have to go Coventry. I think Coventry do stay up. They do scrape by. I would have them down, but I just want to be a little bit more different by having Forest go down. I'm honestly Forest probably have a solid team right now. Yeah, it's probably gonna be wrong, but you know, we live and we learn. You know, there's no punishment for getting this right or wrong. So coming in 16th. All right, I do have Sunderland. I know, like, hey, chill, 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 chill. I hear y'all screaming and stuff. Sunderland coming in 16th. Are you mad? No. You know, first season bounce, you know, second season is a little bit more harder for them, like, probably. So I do believe they're going to be fighting for survival. Coming in right behind Sunderland, or right above Sunderland, I do have Fulham. It's much more fun predicting the top of the league and the bottom of the league. In the middle, it's just whatevs, you know. But I do have Fulham there. Right above Fulham, I'll have Leeds United. You know, Leeds. You're gonna be fighting for your lives, but I do believe. No, I don't believe. I actually take it back. Put Fulham above Leeds. Is that mad? That's not mad. Coming in mid-table in 13th place. Do have Crystal Palace. I'll have Crystal Palace right there, and then I'll shuffle them later. But I do believe Crystal Palace are going to be coming in mid-table with Everton, and mid-table with Brentford. Now, I do think Palace is going to be above them. So the closer they are to the edges, the higher up in the table they are. So, honestly, mid-table, no one really cares. Like, we don't care about mid-table, right? Unless you're a team of anyone I said, then I'm sorry, but we don't care about mid-table. Um, so I have those teams right there, and then one more team, to fill it out. Tottenham. Tottenham. I don't see this team gelling. A whole bunch of new players. They felt the pressure of having to survive. There's no way there's such a drastic difference. There's something fundamentally wrong in Tottenham that I just don't see them improving by that much. I do believe they get like 9th or 10th, but that's it for Tottenham. I don't like Tottenham. I'll go with Bournemouth. They lost some of their players. I know they lost Krupi. I believe he got injured, so he's going to be gone. So I think they are going to be pushing for Europe, but I just don't think. I don't think they're going to make it. Looking at these other teams, they just seem a little bit more better, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. But yeah, Bournemouth mid-table, pushing for Europe, of course. And then coming in 8th in the Europa League positions. Of course, this could change because we might not have a UEFA coefficient to actually have a 5th place go to the Champions League. But I say Newcastle. Newcastle lost everything, dog. They lost their manager. They lost their two best midfielders, their captain. They lost a winger, a really good wing. I don't think Gordon is that. I don't really rate him. But Newcastle lost many, many, many things, and honestly, might even replace them with Bournemouth, low-key, just because of that. Newcastle 9th. Newcastle 9th. And then we're gonna look at Brighton Hove Albion coming in 7th, pushing for Europe. They think they might be able to make a push for champions. Crazy, right? But nah, I just think these other teams are just much more solid and have much more of a foundation than Brighton. But deep down, everyone's a Brighton fan, and I hope they do well this season. And then next, I have Aston Villa, low-key. Put him behind Brighton. I'll put him behind Brighton. Aston Villa, they lost Morgan Rogers. I believe Konsa was also part of them, and they also lost him. And I think Brighton might have more of a cohesion that Aston Villa lack. But what do I know, right? So coming in 5th place, Manchester United. I think Manchester United are gonna get into the Champions League. They have a decent team. They have a decent manager now, and we all saw what they did last season. And I just think they're gonna be fighting for the Champions League, and I think they actually will get the Champions League. Coming in right above them, we have Liverpool. I think Liverpool are just more solid, and even though Mohamed Salah left, and honestly, low-key, now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm gonna go Manchester United above Liverpool. So what if I'm shuffling? This is my video. Yeah, I think Manchester United are gonna finish above Liverpool, just because Liverpool, they're lacking something, and I don't know what. I think it's their midfield and their fullbacks. I don't even know who their fullbacks are. Connor Bradley is there, but he's not that good of a player. Then next, I do have City. I don't know, man. What I saw in the Community Shield, dog, I just don't think City are missing something, and losing one of the best managers in the world of all time just does something to you. And honestly, Rodri left, Ronaldo Silva left. And then coming in 2nd, I do have Chelsea. Chelsea only playing 1 game a week, dog. This team's only playing 1 game a week. They will not see a plane until the beginning of the next season. And I think because of that, only playing 1 game a week. And I do believe Chelsea are gonna come in 2nd. They have a really solid squad. I really like what they're doing. Transfer business is It's Chelsea transfer business, right? They spray and pray. And I do believe that Arsenal Football Club will win the league. And hold on, you wait right there. Hey, look at me. All right, we're winning the league, dogs. This is gonna be a cakewalk. No, I'm just kidding. Now, I'll get back to me. So I do believe Arsenal's winning the league. We just have an insane squad. We have an insane squad, and I don't see anyone else pushing for me. This is mostly the Community Shield speaking to me. We did have a relatively poor preseason, though we lost 2 games inside one. But our squad is so strong. We have a manager who won the Premier League already. And honestly, everyone's just looking a bit more fluid. Everyone's attacking a bit more. You know, that weight of winning a trophy really shows and off on the pitch. And I just think that Arsenal are just gonna win back to back, and winning back to back is one of the hardest things to do. But I think with the way the other teams are, I do believe Arsenal are gonna win the league. And now, FA Cup. Who do I think is gonna win the FA Cup? For the FA Cup, I think it's gonna be. It might be Manchester City win the FA Cup. City or Chelsea, but I'll go with City. City win the FA Cup. I believe Arsenal would actually win the Carabao Cup this time. And yeah, Champions League, might as well do it. I want Arsenal to win the Champions League. Now go with Arsenal. You know, I'll stick to my guns. I'm not gonna be covering the Champions League as much. I'll basically only covering Arsenal most of the time because I am a fan. And so yeah, those are my predictions right there. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm a new gen Premier League fan, so I don't have as much knowledge. I do have a decent amount of knowledge. I do try to keep up. But my tier list, you guys let me know what you guys think. Please like and subscribe. This is a new channel. Really gonna help me out. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow, in which I'll tell my expectations for each Arsenal player in the squad. Let's get to it. Alright, see you guys.